Hi, chat. How are you? What's going on? Hope you're all well. Well, I think for the time being, I want to say one thing. I need to be better. I won't go into too much detail. If you were there, you already know what happened. Go read the statement. But, for my sake, I want to say this. I am sorry to anyone who I've hurt. I have had a lot of misconceptions and emotional baggage that was apparently wrong about certain people. Not just people I care about, but others involved. And I will say this. I need to be better. I need to do things and think things in a better light. I'm not proud of what I've done. Matter of fact, I regret a lot of it. And I've made some interesting choices within the last few days that, between myself, Tae, and a bunch of other people with the last few months that while a lot of them were the wrong choices, I feel this one choice was the right choice. I need to be better. I need to learn from these mistakes. And if anything, moving forward, I need to be nicer to myself. I need to just accept that people care. It's just that simple. Any of these preconceived misconceptions that I have on myself that I have put onto others is not their fault. I did this to myself. I lost a ton of good friends because of my stupidity. And I don't blame them at all. Not a single one of them. I love my friends, I love my mother, and I love the people that I have wronged. I never meant to wrong them. I've never meant to hurt them. And if anything, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I burned you, and I'm sorry that I've wronged you, and I'm sorry that I put you in a position where you had to give up because of my own stupid shit in my head. Moving forward, I have a lot to think about. I have some things that I need to work on and think about, and frankly, as it stands between me and Tae right now, without going too much into detail, we're friends. But I made the decision to cut her out. There were a lot of unhealthy things behind the scenes, and I caused a lot of it because of my own misconceptions, so I made the move to cut her out for the time being. And when things get better, I feel it is natural and best to have her come in when she's ready, as well as the others. Eve, Silesia, Mori, I fucking hurt you all. I let you all down. And I am so fucking sorry. I had a lot of fucking stupid misconceptions. And you all didn't deserve that. You tried. As did Tae. And Tae still tries to this day, apparently. I know that sorry is not going to cut what I've done. I've done a lot of damage to a lot of people. And frankly, because of those misconceptions and the way I feel about myself, they didn't deserve that. What they wanted from me was a happy me. Person who could they laugh with and bond with and spend time. What I gave them in return is a broken woman. A broken woman who had some fucked up misconceptions. And because of those misconceptions and failure to listen to them, all of them, I inadvertently burned a lot of bridges with people, and I also hurt people that I care about. With that being said, much like with Tae, I will always love her no matter what. I will always see her as a friend, and I will always see her as my mother. With Eve and the rest of them, I have to move on. The door is always open for you when you're ready, but I gotta move on. I have to. I cannot let this eat me up anymore. Because the reality is I was wrong. I was wrong about a lot of you, and I was wrong about myself. The one thing that my friends and my family wanted from me was to be happy. Was to stop pushing myself and be so hard on myself. I failed them with that. And I intend to not do that again. I will be easier on myself. I need to be proud of myself for what I've built on my own. Because I have done a lot. Just as much as I've done a lot of bad, I have done a lot of good. And I think that is important to acknowledge. So, with that being said, I'm sorry. I hope that you all could forgive me. And I know every single one of you are probably watching this thinking, where did this come from? Because a lot of people were right. And I feel I deserve to say it out loud that you were right. I'm sorry. I know that that will never cut it. I know that that will inadvertently make things worse. But it needed to be said. I am sorry. I'm sorry to Tae, and I'm sorry to Eve and everybody else. I'm sorry to Silesia. And I hope that one day things can go back the way they are. But right now, I understand. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, chat, for sitting there and letting me get that out of my system. Moving forward with that, like I said, my door is always open. I want to hear criticism, but I also want to have a genuine discussion. As far as Tae and I are concerned, we're separated for a little bit, where we need to heal. There were a lot of preconceived notions on my end that I thought were right, but what it was is it was my own preconceived notions on myself that I were putting onto her. And that's not fair to her. Much like how it wasn't fair to the rest of them. think of me of how you will. I am already viewed as the bad guy. So, as I've said, if you aren't sure what's going on, go read the statement. I do not want to convince you to be on one side or the other. I personally don't want to feel like I am the good guy in this. I've done a lot of bad things, and I feel I should own up to them. And frankly, they will never talk about it in public, but I will. It hurts. It hurts knowing what I've done to my friends. It hurts knowing that what I've done to my mother, my family, to you guys, to everybody else. And the fact of the matter is it was all because I was stuck in my head about misconceptions of others that were really about myself. And I fucked up. So to you, chat, I'm sorry. You guys never deserved what you saw on Tae's stream. You guys never deserved what you got from me. And more importantly, everybody else. So, with that being said, moving forward until further notice, I'm putting this to rest. I have to. I have to move on. I said it earlier in the anniversary that I started alone and I will succeed alone. And I think that rings true. And I can't avoid that if I want that. And I do. But as it stands, I feel it's best to just sit here and go through what I've built alone until they're ready to come back. And I think that's fair. I think I've earned the silence. And I think I've earned to give myself a chance. Because that's what they wanted. All of them. Tae, Eve, everybody. They believed in me. I didn't believe in myself. And that's my fault. And because I didn't believe in myself, I fucked up and I hurt them.